Guys, Fortnite just banned all creator-made Squid Game islands on the game until August 14th. Hypex just tweeted, Fortnite and Netflix just took down all Squid Game recreations and will not allow any recreation until August 14th. Now, this is insane, you guys. Of course, as you guys know, the brand new Squid Game skins are coming out tonight at the time that I'm recording this, so that is very hype. In addition to that, tomorrow we're getting the new Squid Grounds Reload Map, which, to be honest, I feel like there's been a lot more hype about the creative maps and what could be coming to creative outside of Reload. There really hasn't been a ton of hype about Reload, in my opinion. Who knows? Maybe people just don't care about Squid Game anymore. Maybe it's not as popular as it was in 2021. I do not know. But to me, it seems like there hasn't been a lot of hype around it. But a lot of people think that Fortnite is making a huge mistake with this change. August 14th is 48 days away. And as you guys know, part 3 of Squid Game is coming out tomorrow, I believe, in about 12 hours at the time that I'm recording this. And a lot of people are going to watch that and have it done within the first week, 2 weeks. And that's, 14 days. And when people are going to be done with it, probably be done talking about it, not really like sharing it very much, not seeking out content for it. And still, even then, there will still be a significant amount of days before any Squid Game stuff is coming out into the game. Now, at first, I was kind of like, oh, this really isn't that big of a deal. Of course, it's probably part of their partnership agreement, and they've been having issues with people, making maps, them getting taken down with DMCA strikes for copyright, and then people are just bringing them back up. I understand that, but to be honest, you guys, Octogame and Octogame 2 were bringing in a lot of hype and a lot of players in terms of, people who like Squid Game and like Fortnite, and them completely banning all of them. I haven't been in the game to see if they are all gone, but the main ones, the ones that were probably getting a lot of players, are probably gone, and they were kind of like reworking it to make it to where it wasn't exactly Squid Game, but it was still the same sort of thing, like changing characters and things. But those games are bringing in a lot of people, and now they're not going to be allowed to be remade or put back in the game for 48 days. August 14th is right around the time that Blitz Royale is going to be leaving as well, and also will be around the time that this season ends. Chapter 6 Season 3 Super, I believe, ends around the 7th of August or the 8th or something like that. So that's a really weird date. I'm not exactly sure why August 14th, probably something in their agreement, but a lot of people are saying this is really stupid. And like I said, I didn't understand why they thought it was so stupid at first until I remembered that the biggest thing about this Squid Game, like update, collab, whatever, was going to be that people would get these Squid Game prefabs, and they'd be able to make stuff that was sanctioned by Squid Game themselves and supported by them and made by Squid Game people for, the Squid Game IP inside of creative, and you could put all of these prefabs and stuff in there. And now nobody's going to be able to make anything with them because they're already, they're banned for 48 days or whatever it was until August 14th. So I'm not really exactly sure why they're doing this. This is going to absolutely kill, in my opinion, all of the hype and all of the playtime around Squid Game and stuff. After this comes out, this reload map, and after people are done watching part 3, it's going to die immediately. Somebody in the comments said 48 days is like a lifetime on the internet in terms of hype and build up and everything. So once this is all back and people start making like really cool maps, really no matter how cool they are, no one's really going to be that interested or nearly as interested as they would be now. Another reason is that Fortnite could be just trying to get more attention on the Squid Game, the Squid Grounds Reload Map, which makes sense because there hasn't been much hype around it. Like, obviously they're not going to want people to be playing Octogame more than their actual game. Who knows? Maybe they do, but especially if like, Netflix is going to share profits or something, or the actors are going to get profits or something like that, I understand that. But if they're just trying to drive more people to their, their like sanctioned thing, like their official collab, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of like Fortnite Creative and UEFN and turning Fortnite into a multiverse. Like, don't you eventually want it like as a platform game for people to play creator made games more than the ones that you make? I feel like that was always the goal to begin with, but maybe I'm just, maybe I just don't understand their goal. But a lot of people are upset about Octogame going because that was like the official, like that is the Squid Game game in Fortnite right now. Roblox has some. A bunch of people are probably just going to go over to Roblox, which is their competitor. Maybe even, Call of Duty if they're still doing their collab. But I think this is a really, really big mistake because a lot of people, especially binge watchers, are going to have this done within the first 10, maybe even 24 hours. They'll have this done watching, and then they'll be looking for content to like, play. They'll be looking for it in Fortnite, and all they're going to have is a really competitive reload Squid Grounds, option. And they're not going to have just some chill, like playing Squid Game inside of Fortnite experience like you have with Octogame. So yeah, guys, overall, this is a Fortnite and Netflix thing. It probably has something to do with all of the copyright stuff that has been going out, and they're like, you know what, we're just going to ban all of them, and no one's going to be able to create anything or have anything out, as far as I know, as far as what this says, until August 14th, which is 48 days from now. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. I think this is a really, really big mistake, but let me know. Drop a like on today's video. You watched all the way to the end. You must have enjoyed, so drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. I make videos like these every single day. Use code PROZEROYT, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.